my feeling was that we could have just as well won the game.
Welcome back to One on One. I'm Gino Ganello with Sports Illustrated. Today, we're joined by a very special guest, New York Red Bulls, Noah Eile. Noah, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I appreciate you taking the time and, joining me before we get to this MLS Cup Final rematch that's coming up this weekend. It'll happen on Saturday. We're recording on Thursday. Let's get into that right now, Noah. Obviously, last year, not the way the guys wanted things to end. Getting another chance here. Let's look back to last year first, though. Now that you're a few months past it, what are the feelings you get when you look back on that final?
No, obviously it was disappointing. It stayed with us for a long time after. Obviously it was the last game of the season, so that feeling kind of sticks. As soon as we started going again, I think everyone started looking forward to what was to come.
What do you think was the difference between winning and losing that MLS Cup Final?
It's difficult to say. I haven't looked at it back again for obvious reasons. I think it was almost like a lot of finals. There are small margins. I didn't think we played that bad on the day. We conceded 2 goals in the beginning of the game, which was obviously disappointing. But when I look at like how the game was played and the chances that we had, and my feeling was that we could have just as well won the game.
For sure. Now, again, you guys start off season, pick things up 4 or 5 weeks after. How much did that loss fuel you guys in these off-season workouts to get things ramping up again and pushing towards this season? And has anything been different this week specifically in training as you guys ramp up for an opportunity kind of at revenge here?
Obviously, it was a fuel like when you were, like I said, disappointed throughout the offseason. It was kind of, you wanted to push through to get to hopefully a situation like that again. But like I said, it's also about looking forward. We can't think about what happened too much. I think now we have played Open Cup this week, so we have focused on that this week. So now we're going to start preparing for the Galaxy game.
Before we get into your days in Sweden and growing up over there, I want to talk. You scored your first goal here in MLS a couple weeks ago, I think it was. What was that moment like? Walk me through that goal and kind of the feeling and how special that was for you to break down that, the barrier that was there and get over the hump with that first goal.
No, like you said, it was kind of like a barrier to break down because I had a lot of chances, especially this season before, to score, and I didn't. So like it was kind of like a thing that was bothering me a little bit that I couldn't score. But then, like you said, it was a great feeling. Also, it was a tight game, 0-0 to score the first goal was it was really important to get the win.
Awesome. Now let's take a trip back to the Sweden days, growing up in Sweden. What is the soccer culture over in Sweden?
Hockey is of course big, but I think the last 10 years or so, soccer has really pushed on and become this massive thing in Sweden where I think they're breaking viewers records every year. People coming to stadiums. I think almost every team sells out their stadium. The culture is great. I think it's only growing and growing. So it's brilliant.
And now, not many people who maybe watching MLS know exactly who Malmo is. Obviously, they were in the Champions League, but a rather famous club in Sweden and the club that you grew up rooting for. You get a chance then to play for them in their academy, play for them at the professional level, and also make a Champions League debut for them, in the UEFA Champions League. What did it mean for you to put on that jersey after growing up as a Malmo fan and rooting for them all your life, being able to, now play for them week in and week out?
I think it's not something you can describe, really, something you have to experience. Like my whole family is huge supporters of the club. Still goes to every single game now. It was a great feeling. Obviously, one of the proudest things I've done.
Now, you make the switch last year prior to the 2024 season to come over here to MLS. How hard was it for you to leave Sweden to come play here in America?
Both hard and easy. I think it was an easy decision for me to go because I wanted to keep developing as a player, take that next step. Obviously playing in the Swedish league for a couple of years, I wanted to test myself at a higher level. So I think in that regard, it was kind of an easy decision because, the club, the league, everything here was something attractive to me. But then obviously, on a personal level, of course, it's difficult to leave family and friends, everything so far away.
What was the determining factor in coming over here to MLS? Was there a moment where you were like, okay, this is the decision I want to make?
Yeah, of course. Like when you speak with the coach and speak with the sport director and scouts here, then I had a good feeling about them as persons and as football or soccer people. I think that was, of course, maybe that was the deciding when I had a talk with them, that they had a good belief in me, and yeah, I think that was the deciding thing.
Did you have any conversations with Emil prior? Because I know he joined shortly before you joined. Did you have any conversations with him? What's your relationship with him prior, and how has that kind of grown over your time with Red Bulls?
No, I didn't have any conversation with him before, because I didn't know him personally at all. He's one of the right below like that Zlatan level of players in Sweden in the history. So obviously he's a huge player, and obviously also playing for Malmo, my team back home. I obviously had a kind of a relationship to him in that way. But then when I came here, obviously we have a very close relationship. He's so caring for everyone in the team as a captain, and also of course he has helped me settle in, especially those first months when you come over here. Everything's new. He was brilliant for me, and also to have that kind of security that if I know there's in trouble, I can always go to him, and he'll help me out. So we have a great relationship, and I'm very thankful that he's here.
When you look back at your first season, how do you view it? And are there any regrets, things you would have done differently, things you wish would have went differently, aside from, of course, winning the MLS Cup Final?
You'll always look at things you can improve, but overall, I think it was a good first season to, as I said, play my first season abroad, have a lot of game time. Overall, I was happy with it, aside from what you said, winning the cup.
How would you guys, let's talk about Red Bulls here. How would you guys judge your start to the season so far this year? And what do you guys think needs to get to the next level to make another run at the Cup?
It's been a decent start to the season. We want to win every game, and we have not won every game, so then you can't be happy. I think it's about finding the consistency in the performances every week. I think we've had a few very good performances and also a few ones that we're not happy about. And I think if we can find that consistency in performing in the same way with the same energy and intensity every week, then I think we will for sure have that consistency, and also in the results.
Now let's get into that fun stuff. Rapid fire, you can answer quickly. If you want to add a little bit more, you can as well. But first question I have for you, stadium you have not played in yet, anywhere in the world that you would love to play in?
I think Wembley.
Most difficult stadium you've played at in your career?
There's a stadium in Sweden that is called 3 Arena. It's where all the Stockholm team, the capital teams, play in Sweden. And it's a very difficult type of turf that they use. So I think that's a very difficult, in that kind of way.
Life is on the line. Someone has to score a penalty to save your life. Who are you going with?
I'll go with Emil. I'm confident in him.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, he scored a fair share here in MLS, never mind in his career. So, go-to pregame music. What are you listening to before games?
I like a lot of American rap, but also Swedish rap, stuff like this. I think that's getting me going. But I couldn't tell you a specific song. It changes.
You can only have one thing to eat the rest of your life. What is it?
I think tacos. I eat it a lot of time by myself now. So
Favorite soccer moment of all time that you weren't on the pitch for?
There's one actually with Emil. He scored a winning goal for Sweden in the round of 16, I think it was, in the World Cup 2018. That was a great moment for Sweden hasn't been in that kind of area for a long time.
Sport you would play if you didn't play soccer or football?
I think maybe handball or something is quite big in Sweden. I think that could be it.
Favorite player growing up?
Zlatan.
Final question, who's your GOAT?
Messi.
All right, well, Noah, I really appreciate you joining me. Best of luck with the game this weekend, and best of luck the rest of the season, and hopefully we'll talk soon, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the time.